So another oddity I had to look up recently regarding Postgres was data types for integers, especially because if we look in FME 2023, we can set the data type for data in the attribute creator and attribute manager, and you can see we've got int32, int16, 64, int8. But if I look at the writer for Postgres, we don't have those same types in here. We have int2, int4, int8. So what is the difference with that? Well, if I look at the documentation for Postgres, we've got the different types of integer here, and down below that it says the type names int2, int4, and int8 are extensions which are used by some other database system. So in other words, int2, int4, int8 are small int integer and big int minus 32,000 plus 32,000. And it says that's a 2 byte. So int2 is 2 bytes. Okay, so going back to FME, how many bits are there in a byte? Well, there's 8 bits in a byte. So if it's 2 bytes, then basically that's int16 in FME language. So int16 in FME is the same as int2 in Postgres. Int32 would be the same as int4, and int64 will be the same as int8, because 8 bytes is 8 times 8, 64 bits. So we could say that I'm using 64-bit integers, and that gives me that should be int8 type in here, because that is 64 bits. So basically times that by 8 and you'll get the value that you should be setting it to in FME. The other thing we should quickly mention as well is that we have integer types here, int8, 1632, and down here we have uint. Well, what's the difference? Well, this means unsigned. So that will go, unsigned 8 will go from, actually unsigned 16 will go from 0 to 65,000, whereas signed 16 will go from minus 32 to plus 32,000, which is what Postgres does. So basically these are the ones you want to use for Postgres. And int16, like I said, is the same as int2, because 2 times 8 is 16. So that's how that works, if you were wondering.